Hi folks, here's my update for September 6, 2018. Okay, so 2 years ago I bought a fixer-upper, which I have mostly fixed up, or at least partially fixed up. I installed some new wiring all over the house and a new service panel, which I'm very proud of, all by myself. 200 amps. Mainly installed it so that I could provide power to the garage out there where I actually live, which I converted into a living space, all with permits. Anyway, so those of you who have been following my videos will remember that my brothers came a couple of years ago in the very beginning to help me build this wall to prevent the house from falling down, which it was going to do. The house was falling down, so we built the wall all the way across the back, and unfortunately the problem is that the wall rests on this concrete curb called the stem wall, and the stem wall has split away from the foundation down here. I don't know if you can see that. So there's an 1.5 inch gap, which was is growing. It's grown by about 3/4 of an inch since I did the drainage work outside. I was so energetic. I dug drains out here. I don't know if you can see them, but the drains are so big that I disturbed the soil, and the clay is sinking away, so I actually made this worse. And now the side wall actually has another gap even bigger than the back wall. Now that's a problem. So you have these two walls that are going to sink into the earth. So my solution, which is called Hippie Construction by Mike Diedrich, is that this 4x6 beam is going to be resting on the slab foundation, and it's going to be supporting the weight of the walls when I get through finishing the walls. So my solution has been that I'm going to sheetrock my house with CDX plywood, making these walls extremely strong so that the weight of the walls can be held up at points like this until some future date when I replace the foundation, if ever. Okay, so that's the story on the biggest structural problem in the house and how it's going to be solved. Now I promised myself that I was going to video this works for my memory, demolishing these gutting the house, but these spaces down here were about 6 inches deep in crispy loaf, composed of insect bodies and ants and ant wings and mouse droppings and dirt and dust and fluff, and it was just unbelievable. Shoveling that out, it was also the smell of chlorine dust and pesticide. It was awful, and you just wouldn't believe how. Okay, so the wall coverings were this kind of stuff. This is the last remaining bit of it. Is this drywall, 1/4 inch drywall with toxic mold behind it. Yeah, I was using shovels to gut my house. And so every time you peel away a layer of this drywall, then you got a layer of black mold. So anyway, I didn't video that because it would ruin my camera. So where we're at now is trying to figure out what to do about the level of the house. I know this sounds kind of complicated, but so what I got here is I've got this laser level thing. Let's just go in here and turn it on. If you don't have one of these, this is something you need. These things are just so helpful. And so now you can see, you see that red line over there? I don't know if you can see it in the video. I'll just run over here and look at it. What this red line lets you do is to make these black marks all around the house. Exactly what is the level of any particular level, doesn't matter. I'll just turn this off to save the battery. So I've drawn lines around the house. Let's see. And one of the problems that I've got here is that, you know, I'm installing these windows here. Again, Hippie Construction. I've just made frames out of 2x4s, and I put them in where the double hung windows used to be. It was so easy. Just make a nice frame and drop in a $50 window, 3x3 window. But you'll notice if you look closely that the house isn't square. It's actually dropping 3/4 of an inch just across the span of this window. So you can just barely get the window into the hole. And the same thing happened over here on this one here. So basically that corner has to be lifted up. So we're going to get the floor jacks today and lift up the corner of the house and lift it up by probably 3/4 of an inch over there. I guess I'm going to have to Well, it was easy everywhere else. The house isn't that heavy. So I'm just going to put some 3/4 inch shims under that puppy over there. This is probably the only house where the solution to making your window level, actually the easier solution is just to jack up the damn house than it is to just make the window level with by cutting some pieces. Now I wonder if I can get a parallelogram window over at Home Depot. Do they make parallelogram windows? Because that'd be the real solution. Okay, so anyway, that's the update for today. Thanks for listening. Bye.